Hello, Kevin Olson here from System.out.println. Hope you're doing well today, ladies and gentlemen. So this is lesson 1.2 of the Intro to Java series, and of course that is available at System.out.com series Intro to Java Topic 1, Topic Section 1.2. So what we are going to be doing now is setting up Eclipse and doing Hello World. Now, Hello World is a very simple console program which will print out the message Hello World onto your computer's console or Eclipse's console. So just launch Eclipse and we will give that a second to load. There it is. It's going to ask us where we would like to keep our workspace. Now, our workspace is where all of the Java projects will be saved. So the default is to use the user's home directory /workspace. I'm just going to leave it as that. You can change it as you want to. And if you don't want this message to pop up every single time you launch Eclipse, you can click the Use This as Default button and then click OK. So now we have our workspace set in the directory. Let me just show you where that is. And that would be in C, users, Kevin in my case. And here it is, the workspace folder. So that is ready to go. That is where our projects will be saved to. So now we are presented with the welcome screen. Welcome to the Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Now, of course, we don't need that open because I'm going to be teaching you how to do everything. So first things first, let's close out of that and make this full screen so you can see what's going on. Now, I have used a high DPI, so I hope you can view this contents fairly easily. Over to the left here we have the Package Explorer. That's where our project and all of our project files are going to be displayed. Down here is where things related to debugging the program and our console is going to appear. The center window here is where our source code files will be, so this is where the main editor for the program will be. The outline, we don't need to worry about that right yet, and the task list, we don't really need to worry about that right now either. Those are features I may get into at a later time, but those are more workflow things, and we're not really into that quite yet. So, to begin here, we're going to go to File, New, Java Project, and we're going to start creating our Hello World project. So we go there, and we just give our project a name. I'm going to name it Hello World. Simple enough. We use the default Java runtime environment 1.8. Use the latest version, might as well. And we will create separate folders for source and class files. Use default location. Let's just click next to see what comes up here. This is additional information that you can configure. You can add different libraries and things to your project. We're not really going to get into that now either. And you can see that the default output folder is hello world/bin. So the bin is where it will create the actual executable files once you go and finish with everything. Okay. So now we have Hello World showing over here to the left in the Package Explorer. There is an icon, a little carrot type thing on the left there. So you can click that and expand and you can see your source folder. So we have our project folder up here and the source folder down here along with the JRE. So that's the library, and that contains a ton of different things that we can use. We don't need that open right now, so keep that closed. And now we just want to right click on the source file, click new, and we're going to add a new class to this project. Now, classes are the source files for Java, as I believe I explained in lesson 1.1. These are the files that we are going to be writing to. So we want to name this class file using camel case, and that just means the first letter of each word is capitalized, and we don't want to put any spaces in. So camel case looks like that. So that is camel case right there. So I'm just going to call this Hello World. That's going to be the name of this class. Now, this dialog here it includes a few different useful things that we're going to use The first thing that we're definitely going to use is public static void main string args, and that is the main method for our program. So Eclipse will automatically put that in there for us if we check this little box. Now the main method is the entrance point for our program. So let's just click finish and I'll talk about that. Alright, so here is our class file. It is a .java file. It is in the package hello world. Now you can see that Eclipse automatically created our package for us because we didn't really specify one. We could have added a package first and then added a class to it, but we didn't really need to do that because this is just a one class file. But basically, after you have your projects, they're organized by your project folder, then they're organized into the source folder, then they're organized into packages. So you could have multiple packages for your Java project, and they're just kind of like groupings that you can think of to kind of group different elements of your program. So you might have one package of your program to do one thing, and then another package that'll have the classes which do something else. So we have package hello world, which is declared at the top of the Java file, and it says public class hello world. So that is the identifier for this class name, or this class. The class is called hello world. And we don't really need to worry about that either for now. Just understand that this is the actual part of the file that makes up the class. So I'm not going to get into the public keyword or the class keyword yet. And the public static void main string args, this is the method. So a method is like a routine or a function within a program that does something. And for the very first half of the series, we're pretty much going to be working exclusively in the main method. So I'm just going to be describing and explaining different concepts of Java programming, and we're going to do that all in the main method and print it out to the console. And then later we're going to learn how to create additional methods, create additional objects, and make our programs a little more intricate and usable. So for now, just understand, like I said, that we have our projects up here, divided into source files, divided into packages, divided into class, and then each class has its own methods. So the methods are within the class. So this is kind of like the hierarchy going from top to bottom there. Alright, so now we just need to create output. So we're going to print out the message hello world. And we do this using System.out. So we're accessing the system object now, and then we're going to be accessing the out object. And you can notice that Eclipse automatically starts giving you suggestions here for what it thinks you might need to, what you might be typing in the code, and it even provides documentation about what each thing does. So the print stream is the actual output stream, and this is what is displayed in the concept. So this is how we are accessing the console object in Java. So System.out.println, and the print line, this is actually a function in itself. So we are actually calling a function System.out.println. So println is a function of the output stream, and we are passing it an argument. So that's why it says arg0 there. And if we read the documentation, it says it wants a string, and a string is just a word for text. So we are going to be putting hello world in there. So that is the message that is going to be printed out. And notice that the string has to be wrapped in quotation marks. So we know so Java knows that that is a string. So what we're doing here is we're taking the string hello world, we're sending it to this system out object, and we're using this println method of the system output object to output text to the screen. So System.out.println hello world, and each line or statement in Java ends with a semicolon. So whenever you finish executing some line of code, you're going to end it with a semicolon. So let's go ahead and run that, and you run it by clicking the green run button up there, and we'll see what it does. Now it says, do you want to save the resources? And yes, we do want to save it, and I'm just going to check the box that says, yeah, I always want to save the class files or whatever files are open before I launch the program. So it's going to save our file, it launches it, it throws it, it compiles it into bytecode. The Java virtual machine reads that bytecode and it does the operation. So now we have the message hello world printed in the console area of our screen. Alright, and the other function or method that I wanted to talk about, now methods and functions are basically the same thing. It's just in other programming languages they call methods functions. In Java, functions are referred to as methods. So it's just terminology really, but all the same. Sometimes I get them mixed up, but in Java they are methods, so I will try to refer to them as such from now on. So we're just going to print out the same thing, but this time we're going to print out some using a different method. So this time we're going to use the print method, and we're going to say System.out.println hello and System.out.println world. Put a space after that, and with a semicolon, and we run that, and then we put a comma in there just because I did last time. And again it says hello world. So the System.out.println method just functions in the same exact way as the print line does. The only difference is that when you use print line, it's actually printing on separate lines. So it says hello world because it printed out hello and then it printed out world. Now if we change both of these to print line, what do we get? We get hello, and then it creates a new line for us and puts world on the second line. So I hope you followed along with all that, and in the next lesson we are going to get a little more intricate and start talking about variables. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.